Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine? That you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's backed you far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank
you? Them. Through thick and thin, we've given them much more than Europe, and Europe should have given more than us, because as you know, that's right there, that's the border. Gave $300 billion and $350 billion more accurately to a country.
Is the Ukraine minerals deal now dead, or can it be revived? What's your...
Well, I'll let you know. We're making a speech. You probably heard about it tomorrow night, so I'll let you know tomorrow night. But no, I don't think so. It was 1 hour away from where China makes their nuclear weapons. We would have kept...
All right, welcome back. So we're talking about Trump slams Zelensky, calls him ungrateful after attack. Are we going to declare this? Was this an attack, or this is just... Americans standing in their position as the leader of the world? There's a short video that I really want you to hear. I won't be able to play it. Let's just go ahead and get your take on this. What's your take?
Do you have the video?
For 2 days. You want me to play it? Okay, I'll play.
Yeah, let's play.
Yeah, It's gonna repeat what you just heard a little bit, but I want you to hear something after that.
Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if you own a suit.
Yeah, you have problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not respecting.
I don't have such. I will wear a costume after this war will finish. Yes, maybe something like yours. Yes, maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper.
So on the screen you can see a middle-aged man, white man, crying. He's crying because he just saw that video.
This man is fighting for his country. A sovereign nation got invaded. His people were dying. And this motherfucker talks about him wearing a suit. I hate this fucking country. I've never in my life felt like I do right now. I don't give a fuck what he wears. This man has been respectful to every leader in the world.
All right, so let's snap back. Let's talk about the real world stuff.
Thank you. The last video you played actually captured my feeling about the whole thing. See, if anybody that has aversion, that is opposed to all forms of violence, including wars. Growing up, some of the books that I read, number one, Ernest Hemingway, American Nobel laureate, novelist, who unfortunately died committing suicide because of what used to run in the family into which he was born, registered heavily with me, especially his landmark work. His landmark works, whether you're talking of Old Man and the Sea, etc., etc. Another one is a book titled Farewell to Arms. And you have heard me on the death of any man diminishing all of us. That came from an English poet. What am I saying here? You remember events of 1969, 1968, 1969 Nigeria, when at the peak of Nigerian Civil War, General Gowon and his wife, the delectable Mrs. Victoria Gowon, got married. How that really angered so many people, including the Nigerian wartime hero, Benjamin Adekunle, also known as Black Scorpion. How he was said to have challenged the audacity of Gowon to be throwing parties recklessly in the name of marriage, while young people, young soldiers, and what have you were dying in Nigerian war. So somebody trying to, honestly, the entire package, let me capture it this way. You don't have to administer poison or charm on all these world leaders who have always glamorized deception and mendacity as diplomacy. They are the ones that would tear themselves apart. Yorubas will call it Emafogun Bawonja. The way they have always treated countries that are developing, particularly African countries, the way they knock our heads against each other is what you see them playing out before the world in real time and as real life television. Why should anybody be bothered about what he was wearing when millions of his citizens in Ukraine would have to contend with ash cold, would have to stand the onslaught from an aggressive territorial and imperialistic Russia. So is it not mundane for anybody to bring out the fact of him not wearing a suit? Are the soldiers dying in the war front? Are they wearing suits? Is it a tea party for them? Is it is war picnic? So for the imbecile who asks that idiotic question, why are you not in suit? You will see that that is the height of insensitivity and wickedness. He is probably talking from an air-conditioned place. You should compare between that and where our troops, thousands, millions of our troops all over the world tonight, American troops, what they are facing. Are they thinking of some hospitable suits? People that are taken away, yanked off from their families, laying down their lives for all of us. So I think beyond the Ukrainian condition, I think of troops all over the world, soldiers all over the world, laying down their lives so that the world can be a free place. That is that about the issue of him not appearing in suit. He is a statesman. He is a statesman. So he knows what he's contending with. He respects everybody. And like I said, do not charm them. Do not give them poison. They will tear themselves apart. You see the way they would lead people from innocuous places at times and then bring them to their lofty offices in the Western world and trash talk them, talk down on them. You know the way their tongue can tear people down. The bullish attitude. That is one thing that I find so objectionable about the way Zelensky was treated. What did he do? If you have been backing a man and you are now going to say, oh, no more support for you, must you do it in a shameless manner that suggests that you are a traitor? This is what I see in their conduct. And then see the gross exaggeration of figures. Where did America spend $350 billion supporting Ukraine? The actual figure is $119 billion. But you see, put a big name on a dog so that I can be overwhelmed. When people hear all these figures, including their phantom claim, their lies that, you said money was voted to Nigeria or wherever and it was used to fund Boko Haram. Remember, I warned about that machine, the propaganda machine, what they want to use it to do. And if anybody is obsessed with the possibility of third world war now, you know who that individual is. This has never happened. In this same America where under Senator Joe, whatever, people were described as Reds. You know, people were hunted as USSR sympathizers and communists. And now openly, you find the leader of the country obnobbing with somebody that has no respect for democracy, no respect for rule of law, no respect for free press, and what have you. And here somewhere, Donald Trump boasted about his hatred for Associated Press, AP. So when AP is pushed aside from the press corps in the White House, substituted by a Russian media interest, what does that tell you? It can't get worse. We all should brace up for what will come. For how long would I be able to speak freely like I am doing tonight? When are they going to come for me? When are they going to come for you? When are they going to come for everybody that lost freedom? But you know what? I didn't come this far. I did not get American citizenship. Escaping from the tyranny and oppression in a place like Nigeria in the past. I did not bargain for this. This is not what I was thinking would happen. And this guy is taking us somewhere nobody has ever taken us to. Even look at J.D. Vance, the man that said so much about what Donald Trump represented before he had his own flip. And then now, they first used him to want to beat down that guy. And thank God he was able to push back on them. And so he's been able to, like the Bible will put it, how the evil one, how Jesus was able to make a shame, an open parade of Satan. I'm just paraphrasing, you know, I'm not a preacher. But that is exactly almost what I have seen in this situation. They have been thoroughly exposed. And this will tell you how they used to treat people from Africa. They must whoop you until you change your name from Kunta Kinte to something else. They must tongue lash you until you begin to doubt your own reality and your identity. That's what they were doing to Zelensky there. It's an old trick. It's a well-known game. It's a known route, well-known path. So tonight, as we approach midnight in America, and the market forces are beginning to to react to the possibility of tariffs being introduced against Canada, being introduced against Mexico, being introduced against China, and what have you. And he was asked the question by the first question he got White House, where did you get the impression about this tariff that will be paid for by foreign countries, knowing fully well that we, American consumers, American citizens, and businesses would, at the end of the day, pick the bills. It is nothing other than sales tax. That is the simple definition of tariffs. It doesn't think that that would devolve on us. But you know what? This also shall pass. Governing with lies and deception, after we have our awakening, the day after this administration, we will take stock and look at it. Oh, so we were not vigilant enough. Look at what we were visited with. I hope at some point we would be able to paraphrase the wartime heroic Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Sir Winston Churchill. Maybe never again. Maybe never again. Because this is almost
on the screen, it's funny that you just mentioned that I have a picture of Winston Churchill, who also did not wear a suit for a meeting with the U.S. president during the war.
Why would you want to wear a suit? Why, if you are an authentic general, you are not a pepper soup drinking general now. What is the need? You must roll your sleeves up. Did you hear Sir Winston Churchill at the peak of that war when he was rallying the troops in England, in United Kingdom? He said, "Give us the tool, we will finish the damn stuff." So this time calls for people rolling up their sleeves. It's a call to duty, and you want the commander-in-chief of a Ukrainian army to be parading. They want to make him unpopular. Thank God he was able to push back on them. They wanted to humiliate him. It has ended in their own Waterloo and the humiliation. Did you notice the heroic welcome he got when he arrived Europe, when he went to London? Did you see the way protesters descended on the camping ground where J.D. Vance went to last weekend? He had to change accommodation. At the end of the day, the will of the millions of Americans will triumph. But let nobody try to humiliate a fellow world leaders. See,
in the end,
whether the king of Shagamu or Remo is small in stature, he's still the head of the whole dominion. No matter how small you think or you think is a comedian, Zelensky is still the elected leader of Ukraine, and he must be respected.
Absolutely.
So thank you for these are interesting times indeed.
Yes,
let's see the way the market.
That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, you saw the way the markets were tumbling today in anticipation of what could happen. But you know what? Things will stabilize. This also shall pass. This also shall pass. It's almost like everybody that is being tormented across the world is just for the moment. There will be a better day. There will be a new day.
600 points disappeared today.
See that?
600 points, 1,500 points, Nasdaq. Wow. All right. So
you can't make you cannot make these things up. If all your life you have been a weak student and then you want to be, you force your way into, you bamboozle some people into office. At some point you'll be exposed, and that is what we are witnessing. You saw it in Nigeria under Buhari now. A man who perpetually failed the WAEC and then suddenly promoted himself to be the most.
So who would you blame for that? I'm going to leave you with this question. I want to ask this question from the audience too. Who would you blame for a Buhari situation or Trump situation? Who would you blame, sir?
Unsuspecting electorate. If you sleep on the wash, anything will happen on your nation. That is just what has happened.
Okay, well,
eternal vigilance.
I have to disagree with you, sir.
Just wait. Eternal vigilance is the price somebody said we must pay to keep our liberty. So when you are not vigilant, anybody will win any election. Voters apathy will arise and all that. People will ask the question, is democracy worth it? And when you think democracy is not worth it, people would vote all kinds of buffoons into office. That's what I can say.
Let me make sure I know what I'm disagreeing with. What do you mean by the electorate? Are you talking about the people?
Also, for example, let me give you the figures. In this election, this cycle of election that just produced this entertainer that is calling himself our commander-in-chief, let me tell you, Democrats were short by 14 million votes compared with the last time Joe Biden won. And this guy only increased his own vote tally by 1 million. So, 13 million different. If those 13 million people had voted wisely, you think we will have this embarrassment?
But he won.
We are not saying he did not win, but we are talking of voters' apathy. That difference is always there.
Not only did they win, America won what they wanted. In my opinion, and I want to know what side you're taking, the chief or mine, for those of you in the audience. In my opinion, the people are to be blamed for it.
Ultimately, you and I are saying the same thing, Ola.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure.
We don't have mutually exclusive positions. Same thing we are saying. What I'm saying is that just because, remember, in one of our past productions, I predicted this, that let's see where this goes. There is going to be a referendum on the sensibilities and sensitivities of Americans themselves. So now that they got what they wanted by way of majority, tyranny of the so-called majority, where is it leading us? That is what I'm saying.
All right, okay. I'm going to leave the audience with this question. Are we saying the same thing? Because I'm not convinced. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, follow, turn up your notifications so you're notified. We have
good place to leave it. Thank you.
We have a trendy story around the world that we must touch in 10 minutes. We must cover this in 10 minutes. So please help us like and spread this everywhere. Thank you. We'll be right back.